Hey guys, welcome back to another 10 cards, 1 kit using the Love from Lizi January card kit. Here are my card bases I've already cut down. If you're interested in seeing what came in the kit, I will link it above here and you can click on that. Here are some, we're going to go ahead and get started. Here are the pattern papers, but we're going to go ahead and jump right into card 1, which I'm pulling out some of the papers I'm going to be using for card 1. I've cut them in strips and I've also cut out the cloud die. This kit is sold out. However, Lizi does have add-ons that I will link below if they are in stock. I checked on the kit, but I didn't think to check on the add-ons before I started my voiceover, so I will do that when I link the products. So here I am taking these strips I cut and just taping them with some Scotch tape. I'm going to attach this little cluster of strips to this cloud. And then I've die cut out this yellow pattern paper from the kit. I will link all the extra stuff I used that doesn't come in the kit below that have nothing to do with Love from Lizi, but like dies and tools I used. If you're interested in any of that, if you see something you like, I'm trying, I've been really set on just using what's in the kit, but I am slowly starting to bring things in from my stash that are pretty common items that people may have in their stash, just to kind of make my cards a little more interesting. Sometimes it's hard to just do what's in the kit when you have so much you can bring into it and enhance the kit. So that's kind of what I'm slowly starting to do, but trying to keep it basic so the supplies I show that aren't included in the kit can be easily purchased or you probably already have. But this kit's really cute. It gets you in the mood for spring, very bright colors. I do like the whole rainbow, cloud, pot of gold theme. It's really cute. This is, the sentiments are very sweet. They're very inspirational. If you need some encouraging cards to put in your stash, those are always nice to have on hand. This twine I used is from my stash. Went ahead and tied a bow, and then I'm using glue dots to adhere the bow. And then I trim it up, and that will complete this card. I really like this card a lot. For card 2, I've cut out two of the cloud dies, no. For this card, I've cut out 2 of the clouds, a cloud twice, hello. And I'm going to use the packaging that the die set came in because I don't know where I have since found my acetate, but at the time I had no idea where my acetate was. So the packaging works. If you don't want to purchase acetate, keep all your packaging and it works just fine. The acetate is thicker, in my opinion, and is sturdier, but the packaging works just as well. I will link the acetate I like to use. I get it off Amazon. It's heat resistant, so it's heat resistant, not heat proof. I mean, you can still burn your acetate, but it allows you to emboss on it, which I think is pretty cool. Sometimes it's fun to emboss sentiments on acetate. So here I'm taking up my lovely Stampin' Up! Adhesive strips because I'm going to create this as a shaker card, obviously, and these are nice and thin, and they are tall. So one layer is totally fine. And I add some to the edge of the card so it's nice and flush. You don't have any dipping points on the corners where it's not even with the cloud pieces. I don't think that makes any sense at all. Anyway, I just purchased this Nuvo tool. I saw Vicky R use it and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it is life-changing. Is that a bold statement? Over a crafting tool. But it has a little spoon on one side and I just scooped out my sequins. Oh my gosh, it was perfect. So I will definitely have that linked below. I love it because Sequins are so staticky, especially when they're in little baggies. So it kind of drives me nuts sometimes. And I didn't have to worry about any of that when I was just scooping them out. And then to get the sequins off the little spoon, I put it in the baggie and kind of close the baggie and pull up the spoon so the remaining sequins fall back in. It is perfect. So I'm so happy I purchased that. Go ahead and attach I've already put obviously the star pattern paper in the background. And then I have attached the panel to the card base. And I went ahead and cut out 2 more clouds just using some white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and attach those. I do pop up one with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And this stamp set is actually an add-on stamp set. It does not come in the kit, but hopefully it's still available. If it is, I will link it below. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it and then use my Copic markers to color in the rainbow. What's really cool about this stamp is it's kind of sketchy, so it looks hand-drawn, which I kind of like. Well, it is hand-drawn. I believe Lizi drew this stamp, but it looks that way. It's not perfect, and sometimes I like the imperfections of a hand-drawn image. Lizi is out of the UK. I get a lot of comments and a lot of, especially recently, how people don't want to spend the money for shipping, which is totally understandable. But these kits are, in my opinion, worth it compared to some of the kits you can get in the US. And trust me, the ones that have said, I wish Lizi sold from the US, I can tell you, so does Lizi. She wishes that too, because that would only help her business grow and more people would buy her products. But I know Lizi does try to keep shipping costs as low as possible. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And prices here are going up with postage, which is just, I have no words except bad words to say about that. It's insane and it's unfortunate, especially with the service. This past year has been rough with me on my Etsy shop, dealing with the USPS. It's been horrible. So anyway, moving on to card 3, I'm bringing in these Lawn Fawn stackable heart dies that I just love. I got them last year. And I've cut out some of the pattern paper, but I've also cut out some of that holographic paper that is an add-on as well. That's beautiful. I hope Lizi still has some of that in stock, because if so, it's pretty amazing. I love all the colors that are included. And of course, it being holographic creates that really cool look on your card. I do pop up the small ones and go ahead and attach the larger ones flat. And in the beginning, I showed you how those 2 large dies can layer. You have the scallop and then just a regular stitch. And they can layer to create a really cool effect. Really cute. Here is one of the stickers that came in the kit. I'm getting rid of the stickiness. If you've been here a while, you know I do this all the time. If you're new, I just use an embossing bag to get rid of the stickiness so I can pop up my sticker without it being sticky. I just want the dimension to be the sticky part. Go ahead and use my reverse tweezers to add another little dimension to make sure it's nice and even. I add some of the Nuvo drops that came in the kit, and that completes that card. For card 4, I am using this stamp set. Again, this stamp set is from the add-on stamp set. And I really like this butterfly. Oh my, that was last month. I really like this rainbow. It's very sketchy and it reminds me of using Crayolas. Like you're just drawing a rainbow. It kind of has that distressed, you know, and Crayolas sometimes skip when you're drawing with them because they're so waxy. It just kind of looks like that. It's really cool. I like it a lot. And I'm using my favorite ink, the Memento Dewdrop inks. I love these inks so much. I don't know why I love them so much. But every time I use them, I like freak out. But they're so, I just love them. I don't know. Anyway, I used the die that comes in the kit. It's a little pot of gold. And I used the gold paper to cut out the coins. Or the gold, whatever. Here I'm going to use my sidekick and cut out some more. Love my sidekick. I use it a lot, but I never really show it. But I'll link it below if you don't know about it. It's wonderful. It's nice to have a little die cutting machine on your desktop to cut out small items. Add some of the little gold pieces, and then I add a few to the bottom as if they kind of spilled over. And I like how this cuts out, what is this, 2, 4, 6, 7 pieces at once, which is nice. The gold piece die. I'm taking the rainbow and attaching it to the cloud, and then the other end will have the pot of gold. I'm bringing also, I'm going to go ahead and hear this, but I'll keep talking about something else I do. I'm going to use the holographic paper and a Hefty Doodle Lucky die to die cut out the word lucky. I thought that went really well. And my goal this year is to use more of my sentiment dies. Use more of my dies in general instead of just the frames. I have a ton of dies and I never use them. So some things have got to change. Here is the die, really cute. Love the script. I assume this was written by Leslie, who is Hefty Doodle. The face behind Hefty Doodle. So go ahead and adhere that down. It looks so pretty with that holographic green paper, just beautiful. Use my art glitter glue to attach that. And that will complete that card. So for card 5, I wanted to use the stencil. What's cool about the stencil, it has the clouds. I'm going to use some Post-it tape to cover up some of the clouds. And so it has the clouds on the inside, but then the border of the stencil has like this cloud. You can make a sky full of clouds like this. And I'm just using some Distress ink, broken china, and my blender brush and just blending out the clouds. And I don't dip my brush back in the ink until the very end, which is awesome. I kind of wanted it to go from dark to light, and that worked out really well. How much ink stays on the brush. This is the stamp set that actually came in the kit. That stencil is a part of the kit as well. And I go ahead and stamp this piece down and go ahead and color in the hearts with a RV06 Copic marker. And this is the perfect width for the cloud die and stamp. So they have, I think they have stars, hearts, and then raindrops. So I pop up my cloud that I cut with white cardstock, and I go ahead and stamp out my sentiment, sending showers of love. Again, a nice encouragement. I love the script of that love word. Really pretty next to the blocky sending showers of. Go ahead and attach it to my card base, and I believe this will complete this card. I did my unboxing and 10 cards in one day because I wasn't sure how long it would take me for my craft room. I was so proud of myself because usually I don't do that. It's unboxing and then kits sit for a week. So for card 6, I really wanted to use this wood chip piece, this happy birthday. So I used a scallop die to cut out some of that polka dot pattern paper, and then the triangle pattern paper, it looks like I used a wonky stitch die to cut that out. And I added, of course, a doily from my stash. It's not a 10 cards without a doily. And to go ahead and attach that, I just have the doily peeking out a little bit. And the kit came with some tags, and I go ahead and use one of the tags with this card just for some interest. A little starburst. I don't even know what you call that shape. I don't know what I was thinking. I tied a bow and attached the bow with art glitter glue. I love my art glitter glue, but I don't know why I used it to attach the bow. So I end up wiping it off and using a glue dot like I normally do because the bow was taking forever to dry and I didn't have the patience to wait. So I attach my wood chip piece and then I go ahead and then there my bow fell off. Yeah. So I just remove the glue and add a glue dot, and then my bow sticks right away. But did I do it on camera? I think off camera I eventually added a glue dot for my bow. Anyway, go ahead and add some of these little gemstones that came in the kit, and that will complete that card. For card 7, I used a Hello die. I think it's from MFT. And I used some of this striped pattern paper and just adhered the letters down. What I do is I like to start in the center and make sure that center letter is centered. And it's especially easy with odd number of letters to do that, because if you can get the center letter centered, you can get the rest pretty centered. I attached the matching envelope. I necessarily don't really care for this card. I like the envelope. I like the sentiment. But I wish like I cut out like little hearts or little stars or something coming out of the envelope. I don't like the Nuvo drops. But I like the layout. So I left it in. Just went with it just to give you an idea for a layout at least. But I personally, next time I would skip the Nuvo drops. The purple glitter drops I used did not, and even the blue was kind of giving me issues. These glitter drops don't come out as easy as the crystal drops for me. There are like little peaks, and what I do is I just bang on the table like this, and it helps. The glitter drops always give me some issues compared to just your plain old crystal drops. Here I'm using the cloud stamp, and I wanted to show you that the stencil is really cool because it fits over the stamped image. So I'm taking a small, narrow blender brush and bringing back in the broken china, and I am just inking up my clouds. I really like the way this came out, the way this looks. It's pretty cool. And I love the idea of the stencil with the stamp. I think that's brilliant. And Lizi has done this before with her stencils and stamps. So really cool. Go ahead and continue that. And for being such a small stencil, you get a lot of, you get 6 cloud stencils in various sizes. So that came out really pretty. Here I'm taking another tag that came in the kit. I'm stamping a ribbon. This ribbon may be from my stash. I don't even know, but it looked like off camera it was on a spool. I don't know. It's probably, yeah, it's from my stash. It didn't come from Lizi's kit, but it matched perfectly. Anyway, I stapled it like that. I end up changing that. That looks horrible. I don't like the way that looks, kind of just sticking straight up like that. That's weird. I attached the With Love wood chip piece, and here I am. I attached a bow, and I'm like, well, I'll just add a bow, but that even looks weirder. So I just cut that off, and then I go ahead and attach the bow with glue dots to kind of cover that piece up. So that looks a lot better. Go and attach that to my card base, and that will complete that card. I really like the way the clouds look. For card 9, I took one of the pieces of pattern paper and just kind of diagonally cut it. I wanted to create like an area in the middle where it was empty or blank. Again, I kept this card in for layout purposes. I've done a layout like this before and it worked really well. First mistake here was that my middle section right there is not even. And I knew it wasn't even, but I was like, whatever, we're going with it. So the bottom corners are closer than the top corners, and that kind of drives me nuts looking at this. Of course, that top portion of that triangle piece of pattern paper right here, crooked. If you follow the left side from the top to the bottom, it's not on there straight. So that would have helped if I did that straight. But I add some of the peel offs, and I go ahead and take this sentiment sticker and just add it directly on there to kind of disguise that that part is uneven. And it's a really simple card. Again, the layout I like, card not so much, but it's okay. So that completes that card. And for the final card, which I think is adorable, I took the little sun and moon and added, these are the stickers, added some dimension to the moon, but I used a scallop die to cut out the middle panel, and then I love the star pattern paper with this little setup with the moon and sun. It's really cute. And I go ahead and take a bow from some of the ribbon that came in the kit. This is a nice big old white ribbon, tied a bow, and go ahead and attach that with a glue dot. This, I think this would make a cute, even though the sentiment necessarily isn't baby, I think it's a cute baby card. I do take some of the star stickers that were glittery and go ahead and just adhere them flat. I usually don't adhere stickers like this, but I thought this looked okay. Attach that to my card base, and then I'll attach the bow. The bow's a little bulky, so I did that last. At some point, I'll add those glue dots. There we go. And then my camera dies, and then here's the card. So here are all the supplies I had left over, including the add-ons. These are all from the kit. I didn't even use those frames, which I love. Dies, little envelopes, tags, Nuvo drops, the sequin pack stencils, the 2 stamp sets, and everything else. Like I said, I will link what I can below. The kit is sold out, but if you're interested in any of the other products, I will try my best to, well, I will link them below, but if they're out of stock, I won't. And I'll list any additional products I used. So let me know what your favorite card was. I always enjoy hearing what you like. Thank you guys for watching, liking, commenting on my videos. I truly appreciate it. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and your year has started out great. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.